So today we wanted to dive into empowering the next generation of sellers. What you and I are really doing on a daily basis back and with training and coaching, and everybody's like, "Oh no, training and coaching. Oh no, training." And we've all got our own sort of I don't know, our slant on that and what we think about it through the years. You and I have put in some years together for sure in this business. And I know it's an important topic for you. You're very passionate about this because you've seen what happens when it's not done right, and you've seen how it's done right and really help companies. I want you to talk about sort of, where have you seen it gone wrong, and sort of what are the things that we need to do differently today as I love the word empower, by the way. I hate I get sales enablement and training, and I get that, but I always use the word empowerment. And I think you and I are aligned on that, and I think that's what it's all about. So give the audience a little sense for, what's your best in class? What's your thought leadership principle on this? Just
Yes,
to,
I think I think go back to a question one around, where haven't I seen it done right? I think the piece on empowering salespeople is treating them as professionals and understanding that it's a career. It's not just a point in time where they're stopping in to sell something. Like sales is a very, very hard job.
Mm,
And, you need to treat it as a profession if you want to excel at it. And when you see the CEO and the C-suite embrace the thinking around that we want to empower and train and develop our sales organization so they can deliver value back to the customer. When you see it not done right, it's a bunch of people in front of customers burning customer time where they're not getting to solving customer problems. They're not adding value to customers. They're sitting there and they're treating the customers as their practice field. You know what I mean? And they're going out 3-4 times a week and practicing on their customers.
yeah.
And that's really unfortunate. And that's what I think where we all don't want to be as sales professionals and having our career kind of painted in that brush. Right. And so for me, um, I really tried to dig in hard when I was at a company. And if it wasn't kind of treating the salespeople as professionals, I wanted to uplift that process and shine a light on it and say, hey, I think we could do more. And, the more we engage and support our sales organization, it's a better company, right? It creates better culture. It leads to better outcomes. And it starts with, if you can't get connections with the CEO and the leadership team of like how important the sales organization and the professional sales organization is, I think that's where it really goes wrong, right? Um,
Yeah.
and I think we have a responsibility as a sales leader to, you know, stand up and engage with the leadership team of a company and talk to them about this in a practical manner and what the outcomes are, right? And that's why, sales training is a big industry, but I think it has a hard time connecting with at a lot of leadership levels because, you think like, hey, lawyers professionally trained, doctors professionally trained, and then salesperson, oh, we need to hire some staff, right? Instead of like developing and promoting and engaging. So, for those that are listening out there, I think they're probably the switched on ones that they get this, but if you can pass the message on, it's really making sure your executive staff understands how critical the development of all of that sales organization from marketing through sales is to achieve the outcomes you want.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So it's really a go-to-market strategy, and everybody it's sort of, we've heard as many cliches, right? I hear them every day on these calls, right? Yeah, it takes a village. Or, I used to, when one of my companies, Splunk, that I worked at for a long time, and I used to call it the family. It's like we really do need to embrace each other, and we need to go together in the same language, the same approach to the customer to serve. I call it the get versus get principle. And I think, where we fall short is when we just look at the science behind sales and the operational cadence behind sales and the excellence. And those are all things that are table stakes, and you wouldn't be hired as a salesperson if you didn't know how to do that stuff either. And what pisses me off is when, that's all they do for the training, and they don't really look at how do we engage, like you said, how do we engage with the customer and show value every second of the time we're in front of them? Because we don't get a lot of time. We don't get a lot of face